All right, let's see where we can get today in an hour or less. Got my video going here. A little bit of a Tarkovsky with a motion blur. Just kind of nice stuff to have going on in the background while I'm trying to make some weird sounds. Today I'm going to start with the operator. I do love me some operator, lots of awesome options. Now where to go from here? I think I want to do some volume shaping. Quantize out of there. I'm mostly a fan of off the grid, but if you're doing beats and rhythms, you definitely got to have that quantize going. Sometimes it's nice to do a bit of both, get a little polyrhythmic or Ailey work. I'm going to print down some of this and move the start. All right, let's stop that and see what we did. Looks like a mess over here. Go ahead and consolidate all of that. Control J. Cool. Now we got this kind of crazy looking business going on here. I'll go ahead and copy that, get rid of that. Let's paste that over here. Get a little trigger action going on. Let's set it to be legato. I like legato because when it jumps to the next clip, if they're all set to legato, it'll start playing arbitrarily in the middle of the clip. So if it's not set to legato, obviously it starts at the very beginning of the clip and it's kind of the same sound every time, which is a little predictable. Sometimes you want that. But in the case for these sketch explorations, I'm mostly focusing more on unpredictable and sort of oddball ideas, oddball time, signature ideas, oddball rhythms. Just turn this up a little bit. There we go. The repitch is sometimes nice, but it can also sound a little goofy sometimes. But it also is that classic sort of tape sound. I like repitch off. It's more of a granular kind of. Yeah, this new echo device in Live 10 is, I love it. I think it sounds pretty great. Let's get another clip going here. We've got the follow actions on that as well. I have no idea where this is all going. Just kind of spitballing here. The thing is, when you get 3 clips going with follow actions, you know, you have to kind of edit every single one. One trick I like to do is turn on this here and then just start moving the knob around. And as it's playing different clips, it's recording your knob movements in whatever clip it happens to be playing at the time. So if you've got a bunch of clips with follow action set and you're just kind of moving the knob around with this clip session automation recording button on, then it just records in each clip, which is kind of convenient. It doesn't do that for modulation, unfortunately. This is still a by hand kind of situation. That's okay, I think. Having to do some legwork is a good exercise. For me, anyway. I like the challenge. Give me a good challenge any day. Yeah, let's get some of this clip automation recording on this feedback here. Interesting feedback loops going on there. Kind of like that. It's almost like we're running through an amp with a mic in the room. It's just doing some weird feedback stuff. It's unpredictable. Yeah, let's get some of this going. Alright, now let's just put a tremolo on there and see what happens. I think I'll turn this reverb down and put a reverb after. Built-in Ableton reverb, not my favorite. I prefer the Valhalla reverbs. I think some of the best, especially for the price. Valhalla Vintage Verb is one I find myself using a ton. I just love it so much. I kind of like that. It's a little amplitude modulation action. All right, let's. I wonder what will happen if we put like a really low pitch shifted green delay after our source. Definitely way more stereo action there. Definitely going to add a wet and dry group preset on this one. In fact, I think I want to go ahead and put all of these inside of here. Here we go. Let's see, get a little noise going here. Do love operator. There's so much you can do with it. You can make percussion sounds with it. You can make just about any kind of crazy noises you can think of. Pads. FM synthesis is one of my favorites. It's so deep I still don't even fully understand all there is to know about it. But then if you did understand all there was to know about something, it'd probably just be boring at that point. So I kind of like the fact that there's just endless amounts of things to explore. I'm going to go ahead and do myself a solid. I'm going to key map to this button here. Wait, I don't have to keep mousing up there. There we go. Just have to remember to turn that thing off. Always gets me. Forget to turn that thing off, start moving knobs around. Next thing I know, I'm automating stuff I don't want to. Okay. I've heard worse. As far as just synthy, spacey kind of sounding stuff, it's rather somewhat interesting. Let's see, what else can we do? I'm just curious what this... Normally flanger to me sounds really cliche, but I feel like if it's automated just the right way, it can add some nice tonal colors, some nice shimmer. Yeah. Usually when I hear obvious effects coming through, I tend to want to temper that and make them sound a little bit more unique. Just like a regular old delay type of sound, it's kind of boring. So automation, obviously, modulations plus automations together, you can get some pretty unique, even with boring old flanger type effects, pretty unique sounding. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to duplicate these, and I'm going to change their follow action times down to some... There we go. Sort of add a little bit more variation into that trigger follow action group. Let's turn some of this noise down a little bit. Yeah, let me go ahead and automate some of that. It's almost reminding me of kind of Autiker type of vibe. Nowhere near as great. Their stuff is cream of the crop, all the way to the top. The best sounding weirdo synthy artist I can almost the best I can think of. All right, I'm gonna try something nutty here. Oh, see, I forgot to turn this thing off. Well, okay. I'll just go ahead and automate in this. I guess what I could do is just have this on-off automated also. But I'm curious also what a, like, up 3 steps in the mix. Cool. I think I want to automate some of this flanger here also. I tend to jump around sometimes with ideas and then go back to one idea, work on it for a little bit, jump around to another idea so I don't get too stagnant in any one direction sometimes. Could just be that I have ADHD a little bit. I like some of those little weird high-end tweaky AM sounding tidbits. Kind of interesting. It's got some sparkle, it's got some low and bite, some unpredictable sounding. Turn that off. Always forget. Just some crazy idea I want to try to entertain. We'll see if I can make this happen. Thinking we'll take. Let's try something here. Group this. Bear with me while I go down a little bit of a rabbit hole. MIDI feed. What happens if we pull MIDI from... Here's our MIDI feed group. Let's do post effects. Yeah, looks like we're getting the notes coming right through here. And output to operator. All right, yeah, cool. MIDI effects. So now basically we're pulling MIDI from this group, which is a cool little feature in Live, into this, pulling the MIDI into this track here, so we can have a separate set of clips, and we're pumping that MIDI back straight into this operator. And we could have as many of these MIDI tracks with MIDI going, you know, through this one. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that. I'll make the secondary one here, MIDI effects 2. Bear with me here. You'll see where this is going. Let me go ahead and copy this MIDI feed here. And then MIDI effects from MIDI chain, post effects. All right, so now we're basically pulling MIDI from here. It's going through here into this MIDI feed group, and that's being pulled into MIDI effects 2. And then MIDI effects 2 is finally pumping it back out through the operator. And with this kind of looping, you can also, with Max for Live MIDI delays, you can do some really interesting MIDI feedback effects, which we'll deal with some other time. So what do I want to do? I think I want to add a clip here where we shift the pitch this +3, -3 bit, you know, something you hear a lot with modern IDM and experimental, you know, versus the 5th and 7th, which, you know, is also used a lot and I mean, that's just an easy move. 5th, 7th, and up an octave or down an octave is an easy, it always sounds pretty nice. In fact, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove the 5th and 7th thingamajig and add another pitch in here. And what I want to do is unlink that. And here I'll do the octave shift. Let's try some 5ths. Just see what happens. I'm really terrible with theory. I've just done a lot of experimenting and known some things work and sound good in certain situations, and music theory and scales and all that fun stuff is definitely an area that I need to study a lot more in myself, honestly. It's easy to do drones in one key, but then if you start branching out in with a lot of different keys, you know, music can start sounding a bit, you know, over the top or commercial, depending on the chords or notes you're using. Oh, starting to get some fascinating, unpredictable what happens when we go -6 for a bit. Hopefully it won't get too cacophonous. What I'll do here is I'll add more trigger follow actions. In fact, I really wish with follow actions you could have stuff off grid. Maybe there's a way, and I haven't figured it out yet. And I think if we wanted to bypass this whole loop thing, we could just turn this MIDI feed off. Or actually, maybe it still pulls, I think it still pulls notes even, yeah, even before, or even if we turn this off too. Okay, well that's good to know. Fun to learn new stuff. I feel like if I knew everything, I would be so bored I wouldn't even be doing this. Let's try messing with this loop function here. I think I figured out maybe how we can get sound to not run through here. Well, let's see. If I do pre-effect, if I make another chain here, and then post effects, and then if we put another pitch shifter, let's see, I'll group this, remove the pitch shifter. Yeah, okay, so there we go. Now if I map this on-off switch here, the speaker on, yeah, okay, and I'll map it to the parent. Now let's hear what happens if I just turn this is, let's see, effects, bypass, effects through. Cool, let's make sure I've got more voices on here. Okay, now I'm going to automate these. Sounds like it's at the back of the room now. Very cool. All right, I'm gonna go off on a tangent then and try to start doing something slightly different. Let's play with a little bit of percussion. Percussion is always sort of like a a fun challenge for me because I don't feel like I'm really all that good at it. Now let's put some noise on our kick. I guess I always try to go for the kick first usually. Just more sounds like a bass line at that point. Let's try to tune it with this other thing. What happens if we just play it? And I'm going to go ahead and drop in a MIDI effect rack that I love to use that I built. Note delay length, type A, probability gate. That's it. Now, when you turn this thing up, it doesn't let all the notes through. 100% lets 0 notes through. But I want the first note to always come through, so I'm going to make that cool. Let's see, kick. Noise. Where are you, kick? Almost sounds like a bit of a snare-ish. Huh. Typically, snares you want a little bit more body, not always, but cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do this trigger follow thing. Cool. Now let's do some automation fun. Okay. Starting to sound kind of funky. Cool. Let's hear what a little bit of a reverb may sound on. It's nice to give it a bit of a, put it in a space. Sometimes when it's all dry, I mean, it could sound a little bit lifeless to me. I like a little reverb for cool. I think I want to automate this here. Usually the pitch shifter sounds a little goofy to me, but sometimes. Sometimes I like to take effects that I feel don't sound that interesting out of the box on the average and try and squeeze some kind of interesting thing out of them. It's a fun challenge. Oftentimes I just find myself deleting the effect and moving on, but at least at the end of the day I could say, hey, I tried. Definitely got to get some drum bus on here. One of the new effects in Ableton 10 that I absolutely adore. Maybe before the reverb. Kind of funky interplay between the beat and this weird melody we got going on. Fascinating. I'm curious what will happen if I put on a little arpeggiator. Huh. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give an idea a shot. And then let's just automate this thing on and off. Sounding a bit distorted. maybe I'll add a little less decay on that. Might sound like in there. Yeah, out of the box, not my favorite sound. I think I want to try that tremolo on. Come here. A little hi-hat thing. Let's put it on this ramp. Make sure I'm on the right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So automate that. Cool. Just for shits and giggles, want to see what sounds like a dying clown. Interesting. Okay. It's a little goofy, but playful. And I think I want to try and switch between the sine and the noise. Sit with that for a second. Kind of almost added like a bass-liney type of vibe. Getting crazy. I guess if I was trying to be the next IDM whatever, this would be the sound I might go for. But I'm an ambient artist that likes to dabble. It's good to play with other genres. I think when I first started out making music, I was experimenting with all kinds of dumb genre. Hip-hop, pop, commercial crap. But I find the challenge of just experimenting with different ideas and different styles a good brain exercise. Keeps your brain from turning to mush. I don't go out on a limb and experiment too much, except when I'm doing commercial music for food on the table, so to speak. Huh. Luckily, the commercial music that I do have to do is for video games, which is a lot more playful and interesting. Well, sometimes I got to do the Game of Thrones style soundtrack, which can be a bit challenging, but I love a good challenge. Again, keeps the brain turning to mush. Well, I like what's going on here. I mean, in terms of generative, playful, funky. Everybody loves a good beat, right? Who doesn't want to party? Nice. Well, let's see. Gosh, I could just keep going and adding to this. I would think another, pad type sound in the background could be interesting. Could totally suck, but we'll just see what happens. Oh yeah, sounding super atypical, IDM kind of. I'm just kind of almost randomly hitting keys and chords on my little MIDI keyboard here. All right, that's enough. I want to go ahead and add this MIDI note probability gate and turn it up to 70 so we don't get. Oh yeah. And I think if we added in an arpeggiator. Yeah. So intelligent and dancey. Again, gotta get the trigger thing going. It's one of my favorite go-to techniques. Three clips really is all you need, I think, for this follow action. I think I want to animate the let's. Now I'm just fumbling around here. A pitch shift, and I'm going to automate the attack. Cool. We are almost done here, I'd say. It's been a lot of fun with this one. I'm also going to include the link to this project file so you guys can dissect it, remix it, you know, do whatever you want to do with it. Maybe throw me a shout out if you want to use this in your own track or album or whatever. Parts of this. Whoa. Sounding drunk. I think because we have, yeah, destination A. Let's just make it. Sometimes I like the high frequency LFO action because you get some interesting FM. Well, it's something, I tell you. Not sure if it's any good. I think if we kept playing around, something will eventually happen with this track, this channel. There is the most bizarre and funny sounding. It sounds like a cow mooing over here, and I think it's coming from this snare. Yeah, because we have this pitch thing going on here. I wish this chorus had something other than a sine wave for its LFO. I guess that's where Max for Live comes in handy. You can just build one that does what I want. Save that for a rainy day. Yeah, okay. I'll roll with it. Got a rollerball mouse. And that is just so great for this kind of nutty automation type stuff. Took a little bit of getting used to this kind of mouse, but I feel like I can get some really wacky, like really quick movements. All right, well, hey, I mean, this, you know, could be a comparable live performance piece. You could just hit play and let it go on for like 5 minutes. Mess with some effects for 5 minutes. Let all the weird automations do most of the job. Again, you know, we can set this number to whatever, and it actually changes the order at which different automations are at. That's one thing I like to do, and sometimes when I got a lot of generative stuff going on a live set, is when I start the set, I'll just close my eyes and type in a random number here. If you type a really high number, it takes a lot of calculations, hence the hiccup. lot of calculations to figure out where all the playback heads for all of your automations need to go. Fun little technique to... And just for shits and giggles, I'm going to, let's see, yesterday's sketch. I'm going to pull this in. Whoops, see, I forgot to turn off the clip view automation. Oh, it always gets me. Now, I'm going to route from this group here to here. Set the group out to sends only. And we'll take the sidechain of the gate, pull it from the group, set this. This is a really important little button here. Cool. Well, it doesn't sound totally terrible, so anyway, tweak this for hours, but I guess for now this is good enough, good to go. Maybe we'll come back to this one in a later sketch and keep adding to it. Could put this some like song 1, you know, and then the idea is we get 15 of these going, and so during a live set we can just, you know, kind of have a bunch of these to play around with, and we can play around with this, you know, just mix them in or use the crossfade here to go from one track to the next, one song to the next. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. And until next time, happy exploring.